I'm here now. We're gonna play 20-30 minutes. I could play longer. We'll see. We'll try this today. I'm practicing doing all this stuff. I'm new to the streaming services. I don't know what I was getting out. I can do all kinds of weird stuff here. Okay. That's right. The theory is that I need a webcam for my laptop. That in theory is not accurate. I kind of need it if I want to do something totally different. Let's see, are there any webcams out there that are any good? All I see are Logitech webcams everywhere. Like, I don't know if there's any even competition for Logitech anymore. I went to Fry's, Best Buy, all they have are Logitech webcams. So they have on Amazon. You gotta have competition for products, otherwise, you know, the products fade or they get too expensive, so... Let's see, webcams... So you get this one for 35 bucks. Looks like there's a lot of competition online.
Control. Move in and take those zones. They are your life. Zone C captured. Enemy claimed Zone A.
So this is a debate. I have an aunt who's worried about her daughter receiving the Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol figurine set from Disney for $10 because it's not effeminate enough for her. You know, I always thought of you know, Christmas Carol as being a unisex issue. It's really a unisex toy. I mean, I don't know, what does she want me to buy her? She's Chinese, so if she's gonna get a Mulan, she probably already has it. I mean, there's nothing really that's gonna be appropriate for her. If you get her a Barbie doll, she'll complain that she's a blonde. She's probably just a sociopath, or she has a brain tumor or something. She acts like she's got borderline personality disorder, my aunt. There's a really major issue with her. She sent me 20 emails about paying for an MBA that actually doesn't budget out and puts me at a whole $300,000 over my career. Seriously, I showed her the budget. She still said the same thing. She's got a mental problem.
Zone B lost.
It's the problem with rules of thumb, folks. Things change over time. And not really making fun of her. She's actually really annoying. She used to be a normal person, so I'll just try to remember what she was.
Zone B captured. Zone advantage is yours.
Maybe she's worried about the Celine Dion effect. Unisex clothing for children, it doesn't work. Yeah, it doesn't really work for me either. Are we going to communism in the United States? Is that what's going on? Communists dress their kids the same way, whether they're male or female.
Keep this up and the battle is yours.
Doesn't matter, those are just clothes. You're a woman, you're supposed to be a man. As I'm a communist, you say, what, you're supposed to be a woman. I mean, a man, I don't know, you can be both, who care. Communism doesn't give a shit.
Zone B lost.
It's a problem with the old model, it doesn't work.
Zone C lost. Your enemy has a power play.
Maybe communists are just like gay.
You captured Zone A.
Communists are probably just gay.
Zone B captured. You have advantage.
No one wants the 4% running the world. The 96% are the ones that are supposed to be in control. So, you know, changing sex roles doesn't really work for us. But Mickey, Scrooge, A Christmas Carol, that's really not an issue. That's not an issue. It's really not an issue because like that's like played on the Disney Channel and everyone watches it. Boys and girls watch A Christmas Carol, Scrooge McDuck, Tiny Tim, Mickey. There's even a Minnie Mouse.
Zone B lost.
But the problem is Disney's only selling Tangled and Moana, and Moana isn't really that feminine either because most of the stuff is like masculine characters. There's like have like one Moana and everything else is like masculine like island characters. Tangled though is feminine, but it's a blonde and she doesn't want it. My cousin said she didn't want it.
Zone
She doesn't like it.
advantage is
She doesn't like
yours.
Tangled. She says it sucks. So she wanted the Christmas Carol, so she got it. And you know, whole family has a gift, so they also have genius IQs. I get another Mulan doll, I mean, what's the point of doing that? I can just go buy a Mulan. Mulan! Before you think of Mulan. I have a Taylor Swift tote bag for her and stickers, but maybe she's a little old for Taylor now. Taylor's model is more for teenagers.
Zone A lost.
And 20-year-olds and 30-year-olds.
Zone C captured. Zone advantage is yours.
The problem is that we have like something like 90% boys in the family, so almost all the toys are geared towards boys. And like if you get one girl toy, like none of them are gonna want it, so I had to get a unisex toy. Scrooge McDuck.
3 minutes remaining.
Christmas Carol set.
You're dominating the field. Don't let up.
I don't know, like the Asian Pacific Exchange, that used to matter to me until I found out about that stuff. I don't think she's on the exchange anymore as a leader, but she was when she was competent. I'm not sure she's competent anymore. Her sons should probably take over the Asian Pacific Exchange. They're smarter than her. But you know, one of them overpaid for education. The other one didn't. The other one's actually using his education. I don't know why he's paying so much for education though. Maybe his wife's rich. Maybe his wife covered it. If his wife paid for it, then it doesn't matter. I wouldn't do what he's doing unless my wife paid for it.
Zone B lost.
But the thing is he's a twin, so his twin has a law degree like he does from a different law university, but for some reason he decided to get an MBA, and that's something really expensive to do in this era. And he went to an expensive
Zone
school,
B
so I'm not sure how he's
You
paying
have
for it.
zone advantage.
That's like giving up $1 million for education. Because he already had a Juris Doctor, which he could earn $70 to $100, $20,000 a year with. And
1 minute.
he's given that
Won't be
pay
long
up
now.
to go to graduate school and pay for it. It's a lot of money to give up. And it's like giving up $500,000 just for the MBA.
A well-fought victory.
But maybe he's got some sort of like contingent offer to be a CEO. If that's the case, then it's worth it. If he's got sponsorship on CEO of even a Fortune 1000 company, it's worth doing it. But you have to have someone who kind of guarantees you a slot. I wouldn't do that from middle class level. I would not invest $500,000 in an MBA. That's a waste of money. You're better off buying a house. But maybe his wife has contacts and maybe she has a business for him to run. That's different. So in that case, you can do it. It's just too much risk for me. I already have equivalent of a master's degree. In fact, it's from an Ivy League school. It's equivalent. So for me, it's just kind of a waste of money. I have a high GPA from a top 10 business school with a 3.5 or above, and that's equivalent to an MBA from the school. And then I have a graduate designation, which is like a premium designation that even Ivy Leaguers fail, which I beat. 90% of people go in, fail, and drop out because it's too hard. So it's more like having a PhD in business and finance. So for me, getting an MBA is like kind of like, what? Why do I need that? So I just crack jokes about it because people that don't know, they don't research the stuff out there, they're really lost and they overpay for degrees by accident. But hopefully the counselors are counseling the students on it, because to me it's illegal to coerce someone into a degree program if it doesn't benefit them and it's that expensive. It should be illegal. It's like, stockbrokers, you're dealing with large sums of cash. It's like a conversion fraud. It's not any different than regulating a stock trade on a large block transaction by a broker-dealer. It's the same as a suspicious activity report for a bank. You have a transaction above $10,000, you got to review it, and it's got to be sent to the government for review. So I don't see how signing up for a loan on a graduate degree like an MBA that costs $70,000 a year isn't something that needs to be regulated. There have to be like all these disclosures and stuff, and you have to do a net worth analysis and a Monte Carlo simulation on your pay and the likelihood of keeping work, because it's really not beneficial to most people to go. Even in their 30s, it's not beneficial. So if you don't do it in your 20s, which is like your mid-20s, so that means you have to graduate with honors from high school and then get your bachelor's degree at 20 and then go and get your MBA at 25. It doesn't work to do it in your 30s. So it's just bullshit. But there are people who are born rich who have family members on board of directors. In that case, you can do it. But the thing is you're not really learning anything in my case. That's the problem with it. I looked at the curriculum at the graduate schools. It's the same as my undergrad curriculum. There's some minor differences, like they add an extra chapter per class. Whatever. Give me the textbook. You can proctor the exam on the extra chapter for me, please. I mean, it's like, give me a fucking break. I'm not paying for an extra chapter per class and take the classes over again.
Control.
I'm seeing a ton of competition for webcams. That's like kind of strange that Fry's is only selling Logitechs. I guess Fry's changed their business model. Best Buy too. I mean, I didn't see any Insignia webcams. You'd think they'd have an Insignia webcam that competes with Logitech. But I guess webcams are kind of passé because everything has a cam with it now.
Zone A captured.
Monitors have webcams and stuff.
C. They've taken the lead. You could turn this tide.
And the thing is the PlayStation webcam is such a higher quality webcam than the ones for PCs that it just boggles the mind why the PC ones are so expensive. They don't actually have the same quality. In fact, I'd prefer to use my PlayStation webcam with a converter to PC than to buy one for just PC.
Enemy claims Zone B. the lead.
You used to have a driver for it and a physical adapter for the plug. It's not USB. The specialized plug or HDMI. I don't know. You know what else is weird is really hard to find an extension cord for the PlayStation camera. I had to go online to find it. No one carries them. Not even GameStop does. These freaking Mortar stores are just slimming down to main items.
You have advantage. Zone A lost. You've gained the lead. They just took the lead.
No, webcam market's probably just a small market. It's like I'm buying a mouse.
Zone C captured. You have advantage. Zone B lost.
The problem is I don't have a problem messing with Apex when they do the wrong thing because they're not supposed to have people in power who are focused on racism. That one doesn't work for me because the Google setup didn't work. The Google setup led to dozens of CIA agents getting executed in China. So the problem is Apex is if they're promoting Google's sponsorship and Google hiring for Asians only, it tells me that they're now a member of a faction in the United States. And my family's tied to it, so now all of a sudden they're arrested for treason and they're like have life in prison or executed. You understand? So I can't really like sponsor Apex because of it, because I'm guessing that most of the members of Google were members of Apex. Apex just needs to discuss that. They just have to disassociate with people who commit treason. Where there's treason, there's theft.
Zone B lost. Zone A lost. Your enemy has a power play. Zone C captured. Falling behind.
I don't think it's that clear that it's if you ride with them, you die with them, but I think if you are aiding and abetting, you do get like at least 20 years in prison on it. And if it's something to do with nuclear war, it's definitely life in prison. So the thing is they were dealing with nuclear, so it's probably life in prison. And I was born in America, I'm an American, I'm half Chinese, but this is my country. America is my country. I'm also a Native American, which is the original Asian, and we have populated the United States and we own it. Okay, not the communists.
Zone A lost. Zone C captured. Your enemy has a power play.
Fuck that shit. I'm also related to the Empress of China, the regime that the communists destroyed. I'm related to them directly through a general imperial general who was on staff or a warrior who had a love affair with the Empress of China. Likely they had kids, I don't know.
Zone B captured. Zone advantage is yours. Zone A captured. Power play. Keep the pressure on. Zone C lost.
If anyone was the president of the world, it'd probably be me. Because of that. Obviously, there's family members in China who are under the communist regime, and you know, they don't have to stay there. It's like, whatever.
You're catching up.
Some of them
Close
have
the
like
gap.
advanced
3
degrees,
minutes
and I
remaining.
don't know why they're staying there. I personally don't know them that well. They're extended family.
Zone A lost. Zone C captured. Zone advantage is yours.
I tried to get one of them a job at Disney, and she's actually qualified, but I don't know. They
Well
probably don't have
executed.
anything
You're leading.
for newbies. Her resume looks like she's new to the world of business. It doesn't make sense to me. I was gonna help her redraft her resume, but she didn't follow through with it. She's using what we call is I forget what it's called. It's not a power. It's called a power resume. It's one that Rutgers University sponsors. It kind of works. But it's too complicated, really. People don't want to read it. There's too many fonts and there's too many layers. It's only for consultative selling, really, and it just dropping it on people doesn't work.
Zone B captured. You have zone advantage. One minute.
Disney just has a heavy Irish bias, Irish-German bias, mostly Irish. They tend to only pick people who have some Irish blood. It's really an Irish bias.
30
Some
seconds.
Italian, Irish, too. Basically, you have to look like Walt Disney.
Seconds. A well-fought victory. Zones controlled. Targets eliminated. Nice work.
No, there's a lot of Jews at Disney that do nana nana nana. They just kind of they're like kids. There are some of them are seniors and they're just kind of like nana nana nana. That's what it's like working there. They're like adult kids and they just do nana nana nana. And you just look at them and go, "Do you even know what I do here?" He's just like, "Shut up." He's like, and then you go nana nana nana. It's like, what are you talking about? It's like, I don't understand. You guys lost $100 million for harassing people in the animation department. That's one blockbuster movie like The Last Jedi. It's like, what are you doing nana 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 for? You just throw away your investors' money. It's enough money that you know it can move the stock price. $500 million off of a $175 billion value. It's material, non-public information. if it's not public, you know, and it's public now, and it, you know, it moved the stock price. I know it's 100 million times a multiple of 5, which is the average return on a blockbuster movie at Disney, because the average budget for a blockbuster is about $100 million. I know, I'm not stupid. So it's like, how many blockbuster movies do you want to give up? You say nana 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 just because you like had a bad day, and like someone above you like wanted to say nana nana nana. Throw away $100 million. Okay, nana 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 didn't work, does it? So don't do nana 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 at Disney. It doesn't work. Nana 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 costs $100 million. You understand? Lost my stream again. So this applet, this tool is not managed properly. Let's refresh this. We'll have to, I mean, maybe I should like write the code for this. Nah, stream config doesn't work right. It's not hard to write a video asset. It's just a port. It's a port. So that's the port in. That's a video display. And that's a port out from that. And then you have to deal with the driver in and out. So you call the driver to interface with it. And those classes have errors. So the errors you have to handle properly, and they didn't handle the errors that are called on the porting. They obviously don't have something that rebuilds the connection, so it's just not coded properly, and I probably should decompile it. It might be a Java asset. I'll have to look and see if it's classes. No, string config is really a basic asset. Even the user interface is really basic. You just have converters for file formats. I've written video ports before. I just haven't done a physical port. I've done non-physical porting. It could be though it's a bad driver. So if it's a bad driver, then you have to have a spec on the asset to build the driver out.
Clash. Execute all targets, and make sure you're still standing when the dust settles.
Believe me, that stuff is not as hard as you think it is. There's just people who block you on it. Sometimes the program collective is just abusive. You just have to manage them out somehow with a Zen chakra anomaly, and then you can just focus and do the work. That's the thing. Programming is administrative in some cases. Like in this case, it's one particular specialized porting. It's not really that hard because it's not even you're not even dealing with a lot of formatting anomalies. It's just this links to that. This is the rate, and this is what happens when it connects. Then you have to call an error. When it disconnects, you have to have an error that gets sent that loops back into a reconnect, and that's what it's not doing. It's not set up properly. It's just a bad if-then statement that's missing. There's always an if-then statement moving on most of these things. I understand why people pay for Elgato is because the amount of time that you get paid to do the programming is actually about the same cost as buying Elgato, but not for buying a laptop. That's how good you are at programming. If you figure all this shit out, then you just buy the laptop, and it ends up being the same cost as working on the program. And you can't charge for the program because it's not your asset. So it really just games you into buying a more expensive device. You just use a stream handler, and you have the stream poured in from the device that uses its driver, and then that should work. If the stream shuts off, then what? You have to have something to detect the stream not working. Then you reset the device and you rebuild it. Connection. So I might as well just write a script. I'm probably better off writing a script that uses an existing application and rebuilds a connection with a push of a button or something. It has like an on and off switch where it's monitoring the connection. That's probably more efficient than rebuilding the asset. It's just slower to reconnect. It's more efficient to do it at on the back end code than do a front end reset because it has to relink up slowly.
"5 minutes. Plenty of time to fight. They just took the lead."
Could also be the device isn't engineered properly, so in that case you can't do anything. If it has a ROM, you can reprogram the machine code. Or you just do, what is it, assembly language. You can probably use assembly language to program it. I don't know what else to do.
The lead, but the match isn't over.
Well, you say the average programmer gets paid $40, $50 an hour, let's say. And so if you're doing basic programming like Java-based programming, and this is a Java asset or a VB.NET asset, and you're getting paid $50 an hour, and you spend, well, how many hours? You spend 5 hours? No, it's not going to be 5 hours. Let's say you spend 40 hours to fix it. Because you have to debug it, and you might want to rebuild the interface. What's 40 hours times $50? It's $2,000, right? So like you just earned $2,000, and you know you get what off of that? get like 80% of that maybe. If you save on, if you know how to manage your taxes, so you get 80%, so you get $1,600 net of taxes, and so you're giving up $1,600 when you could just buy a laptop for $800 and an Elgato for $200. So you actually save $300 by buying the assets. But that's assuming that you can get it done in 40 hours. So if you have to learn all this stuff to do it, then and it takes 80 hours, then you're better off just buying a laptop 100%. Because you're giving up way too much time in building it. Now the thing is, if you could sell the asset you create, that'd be different. But these guys own the diamond, so you can't do that. You could try to pitch a driver to them, but they won't buy it from you. They'll just fix it on their own. Because it's not that hard. So you're basically giving them competition on something they don't. This doesn't game theory out. That's why there's no one building adequate drivers for it. Even if they raise the price of the asset $1, they could cover the programming fee to fix all this shit. I mean, it's like, why don't you just do it?
Only 1 minute left.
Well, the problem is a GC 1500 isn't a premium. It's not for a premium laptop. It says it's compatible with a dual core. So the thing is if it's compatible with dual core, it's supposed to be with this thing, because this is a higher quality one, and I'm not seeing that it's that stable. The device seems to work like it is right now, but the game like interface that it comes with for OBS fails periodically. It like just drops out. Yeah, I get defeated the ghost, so it doesn't matter.
Rise from this loss and fight again. Not this time.
Alright, I've played long enough. Time to log out.